Hi everyone, it's Kelly here from Walkow Mall in honor of Mbtreasurista's monthly YouTube blog hop. The theme of this month is Father's Day. So I'm going to go ahead and get started to show you what I created as my theme and inspiration. The theme was Father's Day, and my daughter and I collectively together created 2 cards, and we used quite a few items from Mbtreasurista. It was a little difficult for us because I'm so used to making girly cards, but we had a lot of fun with this, and we definitely were inspired by some creations on Pinterest. And you can head over to my Pinterest account. I had pinned a couple of cards that I wanted to use as inspiration, and I pretty much did a scrap lift of each one of these cards. I cannot take credit for the creativity for these at all. I do want to say that I changed them up just a little bit, only because I wanted to use some goodies from Mbtreasurista, and believe it or not, a lot of the goodies that Misty has, the ribbons, the lace, the mesh bling, I used on this. Not lace, of course, but the ribbons and the mesh bling. And I know you're going to be able to see it, but you're not going to realize how it's not glittering and why I would choose to use mesh bling. But what we did, first of all, we went ahead and used craft cardstock for the background of each one, and these are A2 size cards. I used an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and I just cut them in half. And then for excuse me, for this card, what we did was we used a spellbinder die with the scallop square, and then we cut out the smaller square in red, and then I did a drawing of this mustache that my daughter had wanted to use. And the paper collections that we used are both from Mbtreasurista. I do not know if she still has them anymore, but you can check out her papers as well. We used the Glitz paper stack called Yours Truly, and we used the paper right in here. It's sort of a wood grain type pattern, and then we also used a little bit of a stripe. And then the other paper that we used was the Authentique, and this was called Celebrate, and we used some of the stripe pattern here, and the opposite of this pattern, the opposite side of it, was just a flat paper, and we used that. So those are the paper stacks that we used, and like I said, they're both from Mbtreasurista, so you can head over there and see. Again, I'm not sure if she still has them, but she does have some beautiful papers that would work well for that. So also, after that, I drew out the bow tie that she wanted to use underneath, and everything has been double layered and pop dotted, as you can see. So then we used one of the black flatback pearls on the center of this instead of using a button, and it turned out pretty well. We inked the edges with a Stampology black ink onyx stamp pad, and then she actually used some of my stickers and created these little banners at the bottom. So that is the card that we created, and it was a collective creation. She did half and I did half, so I was really proud of her. She's a really good little up-and-coming crafter. So the second card that we created was for my father, and it looks like this, and we used the A2 size craft cardstock again, and then I used a black background for the shirt, and then I used the wood grain pattern in the white, and then a black over top of that, and then I used a white gel pen to go around and create the image of threads. And she actually, I drew out the tie for her, and she cut that out. This one right here was a hexagon punch. She did that as well. Up here I did I did the collar where I punched out black in a square pattern from Creative Memories punch that I have that's a square, and then I used a smaller square punch and I cut out or punched out the wood grain pattern that you see here in the white. It's kind of like a white board or white barn board. I keep calling it wood grain, but it's I don't know what else you would call it. It's like a wood. Here, I'll show you what it looks like. There's what it looks like. So it's kind of a crackle. But I used the smaller square and I punched that out. I layered it on top and then I cut both of them in half to create the illusion of the collar. And then as you can see, right here is the mesh bling. And then instead of using Brad's, which I could have used, I decided I wanted to use some MB's products, and I used the opposite side of the mesh bling right here and right here. So it gives it a really interesting look. And then this was the tie down, and I also used the opposite of that. So I actually, when I pulled this out, I actually looked at it and I thought, oh, you know, what does it matter? I'll just use the silver for the man. And then it just was so blingy and I'm like, oh, what could I do? Turned it over and it was flat on the back. It looked more like metal than it did like diamonds or bling. So that is what I did there. And then to finish it off, I just rolled up some of the large wide width satin ribbon. I rolled it up and I stuck it in the pocket here to look like a little handkerchief. So those are the two cards that we created together with the Mbtreasurista products. Check out the other girls' channels for some really amazing Father's Day creations with Mbtreasurista. I'll have the links below. I'll have more pictures up on my blog and the information for the materials that I used as well on my blog, and the links to all the other girls' channels. If you comment on everyone's channel, you'll be entered to win a $20 gift certificate to Mbtreasurista to purchase your own really fun goodies. So I hope that you all enter, and I hope that you have a really great Father's Day celebration with your fathers or grandfathers or husbands, and have a great weekend. Bye!